So yeah, there was no Dante, there was no Randall, there was no Jay or Silent Bob. So I was really disappointed in this clerk thing. But she's making a small conversation with him, and he's like, he warns her about the place that she's heading to, and her friends, who are like special, I guess, can't wait in the car a few seconds. So they get bored and they come into the little convenience store, and they're knocking things over because, you know, they're not going to take the bags off their heads. Oh. So, you know, needless to say, they do wreck the place, and the clerk yells at them, and he's like, lesbians! And I'm just like, lesbians are messy? When did this happen? Or is it the whole paper bag thing? Do lesbians do that? Can straight people do that? Because I don't know about you, but I would think it'd be fun to have a paper bag over my head and run around in a store. Somebody's got some fun at Walmart later. Kyle, you might not want to be working. So anywho, you know, they're yelled at by this clerk. And then eventually they arrive at a campsite, and there's more talk, mostly about how marshmallows seem to be a strictly American thing. Not sure about that. I'm pretty sure other countries have marshmallows, but maybe in the time that this movie was made, marshmallows didn't exist, you know? It's like a totally new concept. So anybody who's watching this who's from, you know, not America, let me know. Be like, oh, we didn't have marshmallows until 2 weeks ago. And then I could be like, what? Movie was right. Or I could be like, what? Movie was on crack, which makes sense because they were doing lines of coke! Alright. But yeah, you find out that this, you also find out that, like, this is a mystery weekend they always have. You know, it's something that they do amongst themselves. We also learned that Jackie, the one who sent the telegrams off to the other two, carries a knife with her when she pees in the woods, which I don't know if that's for Jason Voorhees. It might be. Okay. Don't have Jason on me today because, well, today's Thursday the 12th, alright? Where do you think Jason's gonna be? Guy's got a busy schedule, alright? You might be popping in with the next movie review, though. I can tell you that much. You might be. That's how Jason is. So yeah, but you find out that it's not for Jason Voorhees. It's because of roving packs of Latinas, because everybody knows Latina women travel in packs. True statement. Learned it on the Discovery Channel. And then it's, like, revealed that Jackie's always been pushed on by men, so it's kind of like, oh, well, that deadbeat boyfriend that you saw in her apartment, that's, like, number 13 of bad boyfriends for her. So you're kind of feeling bad for her. Well, I would be. More conversations happen, blah, blah, blah. There's some fishing, there's some skinny dipping, there's lots of running around in underwear and eating marshmallows. I don't know how camp works, but I could stay inside and run around in my panties and eat marshmallows and not worry about bugs. So, yeah. But yeah, it's learned that the glasses chick, you learn the other girls' names. The girl in glasses is Abby, and the well-off chick is Trina. And it's not until 30 minutes into the movie that they're finally captured by the hillbillies. So, yeah, 30 minutes, and finally, they're captured. So they bring them back to their mama. Their house is like, their house that they live in is graffiti-ridden, and it's haphazardly decorated. It really looks like a place where the family from Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the family from House of a Thousand Corpses would vacation at during the summer. I mean, it is messed up. And that was the first thing I thought when I saw the house. Was like, wow, that family from House of a Thousand Corpses would love it here. So, and the faces of the Night Guy and Helmet Man, the aviator dude, are finally revealed. Night Guy looks like Norman Reedus with Down syndrome, which, if you don't know who Norman Reedus is, how dare you? You should know who he is. He was in an episode of Masters of Horror, really great series that only had 2 seasons of it. I wish it would have had more, but it was an amazing series. He was in an episode called Cigarette Burns, which I thought was one of the better episodes from season 1. And he's also one of the brothers in the Boondock Saints. So, the kind of rounder-faced one, that's Norman Reedus. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. And he's also in the newest Lady Gaga video, Judas, which there was some discussion about how I was like, is Judas gay porn? What am I watching? And then, like, my friend last night was like, I read your post about that, and I watched the video, and I was disappointed. And I'm like, because I dated the guy for like a month, and I'm like, you were disappointed that wasn't gay porn? Awkward. So, and then the guy in the aviator helmet looks kind of like a hillbilly version of Dax Shepard. If anybody knows who Dax Shepard is, he was in Without a Paddle, Zathura, and he was the guy who was sitting on the reclining chair in Idiocracy saying, "Go away, Baton." So, and the boys' names are Ike and Adelaide. Ike being the one who looks like Dax Shepard, Adelaide the one who looks like Norman Reedus with the Downs. And they bring the women up into the attic where they display them for their mother. Which, I don't know why they do this at this point, but then I find out later why they do this, and you'll find out too. And they choose Jackie to be the first victim. And Jackie is then dragged out into the yard. Once you get in the yard, it appears that Jackie is forced to reenact movies. Frenchie films. I think Tarantino did it in one of his movies. He had people reenact movies, and they were killed. I don't know. It seems like something he'd do, though. And all these movies that she had to reenact had rape in them. So I don't know if movies in this time period had loads of rape. Like, everybody's like, Casablanca, I don't know. You throw in a rape scene, that might be really good. You know, Gone with the Wind. What is it missing? Ah, rape. Sprinkle on some rape. So, but I have to say that the rape scenes in this movie, which, you know, Jackie gets raped, and then, of course, the hippie chick in the beginning gets raped, too. They're not where near as horrific as the rape scenes in the original I Spit on Your Grave. I've not seen the remake. I've just seen the original. And, I mean, those were horrific. I mean, I almost started crying watching this rape scene. And then, like, just unbelievable. And I think what made the rape in this movie a little bit more weirder was that somebody was videotaping it, because Ike was the one, no, Adelaide was the one who was raping Jackie, and Ike was taking photos of it, and the mother was watching it the entire time. So that was kind of weird, but it definitely was not like that level of that you would get from I Spit on Your Grave. Like I said, I've not seen the remake, I've only seen the original, and I will review the original at some point. So, but that happens, and you know, you find out in this, after, you know, poor Jackie's rape, that the hillbillies fear this thing called Queenie. So the next morning, the boys are woken up by a big bird alarm clock. Don't know why, but apparently psychopaths have to have that happen. And I thought it was kind of awesome in a creepy way. You know, whatever. Boys have breakfast with their mother and discuss the plans of the day. While that's happening, Trina is attempting to escape. She's stopped, however, by the boys. And I found it kind of, you know, odd that they decided to feed their captured women. Because you don't really hear about that. Like, oh, here, have some food. I'm going to kill you, but you should totally have a balanced breakfast. You don't hear that. So, but, you know, the women receive breakfast, and then the boys go off to do their training. And the training isn't explained. I don't know if it's in case Queenie comes around, or if it's so that they're able to actually lift and carry and, you know, overpower these women that they're capturing for mom. I don't know. So, and then eventually the boys start goofing around like siblings after their training's done. And as they're doing this, Trina hatches a plan to escape with Abby and Jackie. Alright, and this is kind of an intense scene. Abby begins lowering Trina to the ground in a sleeping bag. And Trina's like completely in the sleeping bag. Like, she can't see what's going on outside of that sleeping bag. And as she's being lowered, Adela and Ike are walking away underneath her. So you're seeing this happen with the sleeping bag, and you're seeing the people walk by underneath. So, and Abby's the only one who's seeing this happen. So she's like struggling with this, basically rope for the sleeping bag. And that's it. So, eventually, you know, the boys walk by. Trina manages to get down. They don't even notice that Trina's came down to the ground level and all this jazz. Poor Abby's cut open her hands. Like, she sliced them clear open because of the rope from that. And they begin looking. Trina comes back upstairs to the attic to retrieve Abby. And then they go looking off for Jackie. So they head to the boys' room. Trina opens up the closet, finds a strange woman in there. They never explain who the woman is. It's not the hippie chick. But Charlie's head's in there, so that's weird. They find Jackie in a dresser drawer. The women begin to leave with Jackie. Now, Jackie's like near death, so they have to struggle to carry her down these stairs, which most of this carrying was done by Trina through this section here. When they're about to make it out of the house, and you're like, oh my god, they're gonna live, they're gonna make it out. Boom! Ike comes out of nowhere to stop them, but he's stopped by his mother because she's screaming about Queenie having attacked her. The women escape. Trina carries most of Jackie's weight, like I said. The women cannot make it all the way to the car with Jackie, so Abby agrees to stay with her while Trina retrieves the car. Trina finds the car, but finds it without an engine because, well, the guys took it. They had been watching it for several days, so yeah, they're going to take these precautions. Trina heads back to Abby and Jackie. On the way, she finds a police officer. The officer turns out to be Ike, so kind of sucky. But I have to wonder, like, where do they find cop cars? And furthermore, why aren't other cops, like, alerted when a cop car goes missing? Like, do they just say, oh, it's probably in the couch cushion. We'll find it eventually. I mean, it's a cop car. Makes me angry. So, but anywho, Trina starts running from Ike, outsmarts him. You know, he's like, hey, quick, what is 7 times 12? And he's just like, oh, math. And then he runs. Actually, no, it's not that. It was more or less like, oh, I'm over here. No, I'm over here. And he tripped and fell and was like, damn it. But the math thing was pretty funny, I thought. So, but Trina returns to Abby and Jackie and finds out that Jackie's passed away, and Abby has, like, basically snapped at this point. She's just, like, vowing vengeance for Jackie. During the time that Ike was off looking for the women, Adelaide was spending time with his mom. I think they're playing backgammon. I don't know what backgammon looks like, but it looked like backgammon. Maybe it was Chinese checkers. I don't know. Don't know. I know how Go Fish looks like. I know what War looks like. And I know what Pimp the Backhanding looks like. I don't know that other stuff. And Beer Money. I know what that looks like because I own that one. So, and also the origin of Queenie is told. Queenie, you find out, is the mother's sister who is evil, which, you know, coming from a woman who encourages her sons to torture women, kind of gotta wonder how fucked up Queenie is. So, but apparently Queenie was born with white hair and broke the mother's neck when she was a baby. The boy's granny claims to have shot Queenie dead, and they have Queenie's ear as proof. So, apparently when you shoot and kill somebody, you're supposed to take their ear as a trophy. Little fun fact. Little fun fact. Flash forward to where Abby and Trini are again. They prepare to go back and avenge Jackie. Abby apparently no longer leaves to wear her glasses, which makes no sense to me whatsoever, because seldom do people that need glasses for up-close reading wear them constantly. Abby's wore her constantly, which would have meant she couldn't see things from far away. Okay, because my mother never wears her glasses unless she has to read something. And that's because she can't see things that are like this far in front of her, okay? Me, on the other hand, I cannot see, like, the time on my kitchen clock at all. I can't. I should be wearing glasses now, but there's too much of a glare from the video that I don't wear them. So, that's why I was kind of like... So if I was, like, walking around and whatnot, my eyes would be like this constantly, so I would look like stereotypical Asian, and people would be like, oh, racist! And I'd be like, no, I just really love it. So. But yeah, I would be squinting constantly, and she didn't squint at all during this, like, foray when she was, like, being super chick. So it's like, apparently when you're, like, vowing vengeance for your friend, like, your eyesight is magically better. I don't know. Don't know. So, they're preparing to go do this. The women arrive at the house. Adelaide is distracted by Trina trying to break in, and is stabbed in the neck by Abby with what looks like knitting needles. I don't knit. Don't know what knitting needles look like. I would assume that was what it was. Okay, so then Tina bursts in through the door and takes the reverse end of a hammer to his balls. So, just so you know what that looks like, she took this end, right here, hooked it up underneath, and yanked it into his balls. Okay? And apparently, you know, that hurts. I don't know. I don't have balls. Can't say they hurt. Adelaide falls backwards in pain. Abby climbs on top of him, stuffing socks in his mouth to keep him quiet and to suffocate him. Adelaide dies, and then the women begin dragging his body outside.